Old friend. Radio. 75 years ago tonight, radio station KDKA in Pittsburgh went on the air to report the presidential election returns. Broadcasting was born, and the rest is history. Reported by correspondent Anthony Mason for tonight's Eye on America.
Live from Chicago.
In a Chicago ballroom, the Museum of Broadcast Communications marked the occasion.
Celebrating radio's 75th anniversary.
By gathering some of America's most familiar voices.
Let there be music in the air.
Paul Harvey.
I can't imagine, since radio and I kind of grew up together, anything that I would be more excited about celebrating.
You have to do it with passion.
Rush Limbaugh. Casey Kasem.
All you need are the right words and the person's imagination, and that's where radio works best.
And so it began 75 years ago.
And then one November day, the 100-watt voice of KDKA told anybody within 10 miles of East Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, that Warren Harding had been elected President of the United States.
KDKA was just a shack on the roof of a Westinghouse factory on this day in 1920.
We'd appreciate it if anyone hearing this broadcast would communicate with us.
At most, maybe a few hundred people in Pittsburgh were listening, but the impact was volcanic.
And within a couple of years, there were 500-600 radio stations on the air and 1 million radio receivers in the homes of America.
Everyone is talking and fooling with radio.
It relegated the piano to the far end of the room, and the radio became the altar.
Radio's golden age would run for almost 30 years.
Come in, Shadowlord.
Lux Radio Theater. Orson Welles and the Mercury Theater on the...
Are you still there?
Your money or your life?
It made a star of the famously stingy Jack Benny.
Look, Bud, I said your money or your life. I'm thinking it over.
You might be staring at the pattern on the drapes in your living room or on the paisley carpet on the oriental rug, you know, but what you were seeing, Fibber McGee open that closet.
I'll just duck out the side door here if you don't...
No, that's not the side.
That's the hall.
No, it's not that.
This is an art form. Radio was part of American life for 25 years.
But about 1950, radio had to make way in the living room for a new box. And this one had pictures. Television hypnotized America. Radio, they said, was dead. But they were wrong.
You know I can be found.
Rock and roll kept it alive. The transistor let it travel. And talk has rejuvenated radio again today. The history of radio is our history.
He made it. Charles A. Lindbergh landed at Le Bourget Airport, Paris.
This is London, being bombed again.
Here come the Beatles. There goes John. There's Paul. There's George. There is Ringo.
Chuck Shaden keeps the old radio recordings alive every week on his Chicago radio show.
I don't live in the past, but it sure is a great place to visit.
Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear.
There are 75 years of sounds to visit now, the sounds of our century. In New York, I'm Anthony Mason for Eye on America.
Ladies and gentlemen.